Good afternoon guys, I'm at the Singapore Exchange today. So I'm here today because I need to conduct a seminar which is going to start in about 2 hours. We need to do a couple of things today, okay? First thing first, we need to go to gym, which went already this early morning. Was really intense session. Then we're going to do our reading, which we've already done. I read, I think, 2 books. I also researched the market already, so it's all good. And then left with the seminar and hopefully go take a walk. So let's go. Look at that, it's peak hour now, so many people. I just arrived to the seminar room. I just got this. It's basically just a book about how to write a good book, because I don't just want to write a book and then like roll it out just like that. I want to make sure that it's good, that I review it many times before I publish it. How to promote your book on Facebook, how to cope with negative reviews, which I think I need, yep. You know, because they interview all of these very successful authors who sold a lot of books. You have Brian Tracy, which is one of my favorites. Market Wizards for authors. I've been reading Brian Tracy since I was 19 years old, so I'm thinking if I should publish my book for free, because I've already 2 ebooks that is given out to people for free. But the bad thing about having a free book is that people wouldn't take it that seriously. I'll think about it, okay? I'll think about it. So basically, this is the whole entire room setup. And one thing my speaker friends teach me when I first started out is that when you are speaking, you need to make sure that you come early so that you can prepare everything. And so that you don't speak in a very panic and you're late and then things are all over the place. Alright, before I set up my tea, I just need to share with you one thing, okay? I don't know about your Facebook timeline, but whenever I scroll down my Facebook timeline and there's a news that talks about things like a train broke down, food prices increase, then in the comment section, always you see tons of people complaining. And all these comments, they have one thing in common, is that they will always complain and put the blame on the increase in prices of food, put the blame onto the train breakdown. Why does it keep breaking down? Is it so lousy? Now, I have lived in villages for a couple of years when I was in my early teens, okay? And live in small towns where we don't have trains, where we don't have bus services. Even if we do have, it's not as efficient in Singapore. So when I see people complaining, I'm like, why the heck you have a train that operates from the west side of Singapore to east side of Singapore to north to south? In that village where I live in, if I want to get from one place to another place, I need to either walk under the hot sun or cycle or drive a car. There's no public transport services for you to take. Another very common complaint that a lot of people have is that why are car prices so expensive in Singapore? The COE is so expensive. I can even buy a house in Malaysia and all that. Even though there are tons of people complaining about high cost of housing. Yet you see, down there, every single time you walk in the business district, every 1 minute you see Mercedes-Benz, Audi, BMW, Lamborghini, Porsche. In fact, every 30 seconds, without fail, you see a luxury car. Now, I know that some people buy cars out of credit. That's another group of people, okay? What I'm talking about is that you and the other person probably have the same amount of resources. The only difference between you and that person is probably you are complaining about dumb shit and that person just make the most out of what he or she has. That person might even have less resources than you. Most of my friends, they drive Mercedes-Benz. They drive BMW, drive Lamborghini, some of them drive Ferrari. And I realized that all of them have one thing in common. They were not born with a silver spoon. In fact, a lot of them are born in a poor family. And just with gut, determination, hard work, perseverance, blood, sweat and tears, they become multimillionaires. And yet I've seen tons of people, on Instagram especially, born with rich parents. At the end of the day, they're spoiled. Because why? Life is easy, life is smooth sailing. I don't need to work hard because mom and dad can feed me. So a lot of people say, Karen, I'm born in a not so rich background, I'm born in a really poor family, I'm born in this circumstances, I'm born in this country. Let me tell you something. If you have a really painful past, good. Because you know why? That painful past is the main ingredient that you need to succeed in the future. If you don't let it pull you down, if you don't let it define you, if you want to become successful, make the most of what you have. Alright, so I need to set up now, get ready, eat my dinner also. So talk to you after the seminar. disaster. Alright guys, just done with my speech. I would say this is one of the worst speeches that I've made in my life because number one, I'm not in a good state. Number two, I was rushing. Number three, there are tons of technical problems. So my videos wouldn't play. It's like, as for the audience, it's a little bit cold, not very warm, because sometimes the good audiences would be, they'll engage a lot, they'll ask a lot of questions, they'll smile, they'll laugh. But then this one is like a little bit too hostile. Went really bad was, I think, one of the worst speeches of my career. Once in a while you get this kind of things happening, you prepare all you want but nothing worked out. Life is like that. If you're not failing, means you're not doing much with your life. If you're failing a lot, means you're on the right track. So, but I know as you get used to failure, it gets easier and easier. So it's fine to feel discouraged once in a while. It's fine to feel discouraged for a few days, but the most important thing that I need you to do is not give up. Keep working hard and understand that once in a while, even if you work hard, you'll still do really bad, which is normal. But that's part of life. If you want it bad enough, you want to succeed in trading, business, you've got to be able to take the hits. So like I said, if you complain and complain and complain and do nothing about it, you're not winning in life. If you hate your life right now, if you hate your job, but you do nothing about it, then you're not winning in life. But if you complain and complain, but behind the scenes you're doing something about it to change your situation, then you're all good, man. Complain all you want. You know what? This is just life, okay? Sometimes you might feel that life is unfair. Sometimes you might feel that you work really hard in your trading, in your business, in your career, but you're getting nowhere. You're just going around in circles. It's normal to feel that way. It's normal to feel that way. But as long as you're learning from the right kind of sources, you're working hard, you're learning every single day, improving every single day, then you're on the right track. Even though you might not feel like it, you're on the right track. So with that guys, I need to go eat my supper now, probably eat some sushi if I can. So that hopefully you have a good week and keep hustling. So with that, I'll talk to you in the next vlog. Bye!